when it comes to evaluation, how do you handle your general evaluation? Do you follow the same format as evaluating a speaker?
Well, our general evaluation, the general evaluator, who in my club, we have different names. We call him the club coach because, again, we're moving away from the evaluation concept. They are going to evaluate the entire meeting. They're going to say, did it run on time? How did the table topics master do? How did the Toastmasters do? How were the introductions on that? And with that, they're going to give feedback to the evaluators. Normally, just given the time we have in the club, we don't have time in the club for every single evaluator to be evaluated by the general evaluator, because we have 6 speeches and for the general evaluator to go through 6 areas. Right. If there were anything, if they said, hey, we had some great evaluation today, Bill did a phenomenal job, there are a couple people hit here, or they didn't use the manuals or something, let's make sure we evaluate per the manual. They try to keep people on track with it. The bigger thing is after the meeting is giving personal feedback to evaluators. And that can be done through the Vice President of Education. It can be done by some of the senior members in the club. If you have a new evaluator, sort of assign an evaluator to the evaluator for that meeting and say because everybody wants to do a good job as an evaluator.
Right.
Most people are scared to death the first time they have to evaluate a speech, let alone the first time we got evaluated. I remember my first icebreaker, I was scared to death. I was sitting in the audience and going, oh no, what are they going to say? But when you have to evaluate a speech for the first time, I think everybody is scared that they're going to damage the person in some way. It's sort of like being a parent. I'm going to ruin my child. And
that's why we have second children.
Exactly.
And third children. Exactly. The 7th one is the smartest. He's going to be the one that's successful.
Yeah, I know. After a couple dozen, you finally get it right. So the bigger thing is if you saw someone do some really good evaluation, or if you saw someone that was really sort of off. If it's off, I recommend one of the club officials just sort of talk to him, give him some feedback. And again, it's always with a lot of love and care. If it's good, anybody can say that was a really great evaluation. And just like somebody gave a great speech, you come up after the meeting and say, man, that was a great speech. That really meant a lot to me. Walk over to that person and say, that was some really good evaluation. I really thought you nailed a lot of things going on. And that helps reinforce the evaluator.
Well, I'm glad I jumped in with that question because that is one area that I've gone online and I've seen them evaluate the Toastmaster, they evaluate the joke, and they go into great detail about all their hand movements and everything else, and then they kind of jump off. There are some groups that I know that, yes, the room's in order, which I don't know if that's the true job of the general evaluator. In our group, we call it the master evaluator.
Yeah. No, I think I said it's an overview of the meeting. You're evaluating the whole meeting. And that's one of the beauties of the Toastmasters program. We have all these checks and balances so that nobody's just running away with something. And if you actually do the program the way it's designed, it will self-correct. Okay, the problem is, like you said, a lot of people go, they're general evaluator, they're the general evaluator, and they just go, well, I thought everything went pretty well today. Good. And that's about the level of evaluation. No, let's look at the timing. Did it start on time? Did it run on time? How were the introductions? How was the table topics? Were they good questions? What was the speaking order? Did everybody in the meeting who didn't have a role get to speak? Were the evaluations per the manual and, good? Or are there some things as a club we need to work on to improve this? But it's a general evaluation. It's not a specific evaluation of every individual. It's a general evaluation of the meeting.
Well, again, thank you for your insight on that because being part of a club for so many years and going through so many evaluations, you have a world of knowledge bouncing around in that head.
And a lot of callus. A lot of callus is built up. Right over my heart. I got a lot of calluses there. You can't get through anymore.
Well, at least they're not stabbing you in the back. That's a good
Exactly.
thing.
There you go. No, my club will hit you right between the eyes.
Well, Lance, I want to thank you again for taking the time out and actually answering my last-minute question here. So
Not
I
a problem.
appreciate that.